Yeah. Got him. There you go. Go up front. Go up front with it. Just take it up front. Well, talk about a unexpected trip to the Grand. So, sorry, the camera angles and the just catastrophic ability of mine to capture content is needs some work. Anyway, we had a pretty good day on the river today. Surprisingly, there was enough water at the boat launch. We launched from the boat launch below Johnson Park, and luckily there's enough water for the nitro. And we went upstream to the first run, and we spent all day actually there fishing rock piles. And the very first fish that Mike caught, which I'll show you guys here in a second, was sitting right on top of a rock pile. I've got all these rock piles marked on the Lowrance, and that fish was sitting right on top of it. Didn't even have my camera set up before I could even get to get that fish landed. So check out this little short fish catch, and then I'll talk to you guys about the setup, what we're using as far as bait goes, and then what we just kind of learned throughout the day. So check out this first fish. I didn't even have time to get the camera set up before we caught our first one. So nice, probably about 7-8 pound female. We'll get some good pictures, get her back in the water, and I'll break down for you guys what we're doing. So that's a beautiful, probably about 7 pound female. I let all the females go, but you can see that line twist. I was talking about the barrel swivels, guys. That's why I put barrel swivels on these lines, because these fish do nothing but spin in the water. So we're gonna get her back and try to get another one. So pretty cool. That fish was roughly about maybe, I don't know, 6, 7 pounds, maybe topped on about 8 pounds. And all the fish we caught today, all 3 of them that we caught, was on this 9-foot St. Croix 2-piece salmon steelhead rod, again with the Beyond Braid paint camo 10-pound braid with the 12-pound fluorocarbon leader, and with the barrel swivel. And I talked about this in the first part of the video about the importance of having the barrel swivel. You guys saw in that fish all those wrap lines. That fish had that line wrapped all the way down her body, and that swivel helped prevent, I think, some of the twisting in the braid. And you know, it was crazy. That fish was completely wrapped up. We got her put back in the water safe and sound. And I do practice catch and release with all the female steelhead. I do not keep the female steelhead. I don't fish with the spawn. If female steelhead comes on my boat, she goes back in the water. We catch a male, we might keep 1 or 2 males here or there, but mostly I practice catch and release. But all the fish wanted this gold and orange Hottentot, this Storm Hottentot with this white belly. All 3 fish that we caught came off of this rod and reel setup. And what we were doing is we were backdropping using the trolling motor. And I'll show you a real quick clip into the second fish catch where I've actually got the camera running. And unfortunately, I knocked the camera off the tripod and I stopped filming. But let me show you the first part of this fish hookup. And then what I'll do is explain to you how I was actually maneuvering the boat to get these fish to hit, because we're backdropping using the Ultrex to keep us in place. And then we're just backdropping and putting lures in front of those fish's face, and they're biting out of sheer aggression. So check out this first or this second hookup and fish catch. And then what we'll do is I'll explain to you exactly how I'm maneuvering the boat, and then show you another quick clip on how I'm doing this, so you guys can kind of get an idea how I do this steelhead fishing in the nitro. So check this out. Yeah. Got him. There you go. Go up front. Go up front with it. Just take it up front. Golden orange again.
Yeah.
Still on there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, we finally got one hooked up again. Golden orange on the 10-foot rod. Feels like a decent one. Oh yeah, nice fish.
Good fight. get out of that.
Go down one more time. There we go. I'll try to stop right there. Stop right there. Pick her up.
Not yet, I'm not ready.
Not yet.
We're having too much fun. You're back here.
I didn't want him to be done yet, so I hit him with the net.
Sparks his interest in the game again.
Yeah. So keep his head down, keep his head down. Mike's hooked up again.
Yeah, looks like a lot more fun than the first one.
Whoops. Lost the phone. Shoot. All right, so really cool. You guys got to see the left rod hit. I mean, these fish just hit so hard. And, you know, the most important thing to do is to just kind of stay calm, if that's even possible to do. But when those fish hit, you want to try to get all the rods cleared out of the way, because those fish will literally run across your lines, tie everything up, wrap up, make an absolute mess. So I gave that rod to Mike. He ran up towards the front of the boat. I went and cleared the rest of the 3 rods, and then we were able to net that fish. Unfortunately, I knocked the phone off the tripod, so you guys didn't get to see the netting of that fish, but it was probably another, 8-pound female, and we let that fish go. And then shortly after that, I hooked into a really nice male steelhead, probably at least 10, maybe 11 pounds. And he ran about 500 feet downstream, had to chase him in the boat. All the while I thought the camera was running. Unfortunately, it was not. But what you're seeing me do in this next clip is I'm actually using the remote control that you guys saw me using. And we're in spot lock. And because we're in the current with the remote control, if you hit the plus button or the minus button, if you go plus, it'll move you up 3 feet. If you push minus, it'll back you up 3 feet. Then also too, if you want to move left or right, you push left or right once, it'll move you 3 feet to the right or 3 feet to the left. So what we're doing is we're basically just using these lures and we're going back and forth in the current. And by having certain rock piles and structure marked, I can actually get right on top of those fish and I can dissect that rock pile. So I can start above the rock pile, I can go back and forth, I can drop back 5 feet, I can go back and forth, then I can drop back 5 feet and go back and forth. So having this Ultrex on this Nitro, trolling for steelhead, is an absolute game changer. So watch just a few little seconds of how I'm looking at the Lowrance and I'm using the remote control to backdrop on these fish, and then we'll wrap this video up. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm just trying to do a better job of sharing this process, and I know my camera work is terrible when it comes to this stuff. It's just so chaotic when these fish hit. So watch this last portion of the video and then we'll wrap this up. We can jackknife it. Let's pick it up and jackknife it. Hard to move these double line. Good time. Okay, so here's the remote control, and you guys saw that I have it around my neck, so it's easy to to maneuver. So what I'm doing is, you've got the spot lock here, so I just put the boat in spot lock, and then if I want to move down 3 feet, I just push this minus button. If I want to move up 3 feet, I push this button. If I want to move down 6 feet, I push it twice. If I want to move to the left or the right, 3 feet at increments, I push this left or right button. And what I'll do is, when I'm zigzagging, because a lot of times when you zig and zag across the river, when those lures are kind of at an angle going across that structure, those fish will really hit it out of reaction. The first 2 fish we caught today, the lures were just like sitting in front of them. But the third fish we caught, which I missed on the camera, we were going across the river and we went across a rock pile, and that fish hit that outside rod, that 9-foot rod. And the water's really clear now. I think the water's probably got at least 5 foot of visibility. So having that 6-foot leader of 12-pound beyond braid fluorocarbon definitely key. You definitely need to have some sort of leader if you're using braid. But we did run into a couple other guys that were running plugs. One guy that went by us, he ended up going like 4 for 6. He went a little bit farther upstream. I don't know, we might go tomorrow again, not really sure. But I am really happy that I got my father-in-law out for our very first steelhead trip of the year. I thought my steelhead season was over because the water's just been so low. We roughly estimate the water's about 3 feet down. But this area we're fishing is normally like 11 to 13 feet. And we really want to focus on that 6 to 8 foot of water. So if you can find, if you're going to fish the Grand, so specifically the Grand, you can find 6 to 8 feet of water with rock piles or like tree, like some sort of structure, you want to start there. That's really probably the best information I can give you. You can probably see where I'm at in the background. If you guys want to, there's really no secret holes in the Grand or really any body of water. But I just want to share with you guys how I do this. I know if you don't have a boat, it can be a little bit more difficult, but people go up to the 6th Street Dam all the time and catch a ton of steelhead up there. I will never take this boat that far upriver. I might fish up to Charlie's Crab, but mostly I fish downstream, and especially this year, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get above the Johnson Park boat launch, but let alone I probably don't even want to anyway, just because the water's so shallow. So hope you guys enjoyed this first installment, hopefully not the last, of the 2022 steelhead season. So thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry that I might have went on a little bit longer with this video, but I just want to try to explain to you my setup. You know, last night showing you guys how I rigged all my rods up, and then trying to explain to you today what I noticed, what we saw, to really kind of break down the body of water. So hopefully we'll go again tomorrow. If not, I'll probably be back at my father-in-law's to go do some more steelhead fishing in the future. So again, thank you guys for watching this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. The growth has been going really good. I really do appreciate the support. And remember, the easiest way to change your attitude is by showing gratitude. Thanks, and we'll catch you in the water next time.